I know there's a lot of talk around the quarterback talk and Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, all those, 1,000 names that people have been bringing up, rumor, all that kind of stuff. But yesterday, I believe it was, I'm recording from the future, and I just got done talking about the tight end. So you guys would have saw, Fryermuth, Darnell Washington, Connor Haywood, and the other bloke, Rodney Williams. Pretty excited about those guys there into the offense, and that is like the Arthur Smith offense, and it's all new. But I'm kind of getting sick of, and this is not just pointing at one person on the internet, or maybe just might be the internet in general. I'm getting a bit over the people who are discounting Kenny Pickett, right? Let's not forget, the guy got injured, and yes, he maybe could have came back, but Steeler fans would have been pissed off, like overly pissed off, if they put him back in over Mason Rudolph. So there was no real chance he was going to start. Mike Tomlin made the right call, maybe a bit later than expected, but he made the right call. He moved on from Trubisky to Rudolph, played the hot hand into the playoffs. We got beat. So what? You move on. You try better next year. But Kenny Pickett was never coming back after that point. He was going to rest, take a bit time to sit back, and maybe that's done him wonders, right? But I want to play this from Terry Bradshaw, 4-time Super Bowl winner. Now, I will show my age a bit, as you can tell. I wasn't born in the 70s. I can only go back to highlights, right? With Mean Joe Green, all those guys. I wasn't there to witness the absolute brilliance or the way how it was played with Terry Bradshaw and those blokes back in the day, Franco Harris, whoever it may be. I wasn't there to witness. All I can go back to is, my era or watching highlights. So when I'm older in, 30 years of age, I can look back and go, how good was Troy? How awesome was, Big Ben? And how awesome was Debo Harrison? So I always have that disconnection from the 70s. I can watch highlights, but it's not the same, I imagine, watching it in person. So let's take a listen to Terry Bradshaw with his thoughts on the quarterback position and talking about Kenny Pickett. Let's see if this plays.
Quarterback this coming season, Terry.
Oh, I love Pickett.
You do.
Kenny Pickett is he's. I tell you what, Rich. I know him well, and he's fiercely competitive. He's tough-minded kid. Things don't bother him. I really like him a lot. Look, I'm going to say this for the 10,000th time this year. Surround not only Kenny, but any of these young quarterbacks, the kid with the Bears, surround them with talent. Why is Purdy successful with the 49ers, Rich? Look at all that talent and look at that coach calling plays. And that kid's got the poise. Kenny has the poise. I just want my quarterback to be poised. All right? I just want him poised. If he's poised, then his brain's going to be calm. He's going to see the coverages. He's going to be quick with his decision-making. And Pickett has all of that. They're going to beat him up, and they're going to want to trade for Fields in Chicago. And I say that's a huge mistake. You don't need Fields. Stay with what you got. Just build him up, get him another receiver, get him an explosive tight end, give him another tackle, give him a guard, have the ability to protect him, and then give him guys on the outside. This is the passing league now. Give him people out there that can run and catch the football and that are smart. He's fine. That's their guy. They're probably going to be a lot of negative about it, but that's the guy I would go with.
Yeah, I mean, Arthur Smith, too, being brought in to be the OC. I like that.
Exactly. Right? So do I. Arthur was one game away from staying in Atlanta,
That's right.
That was a heartbreaker for him. He's a good dude. Yeah,
so
good guy.
Starting quarterback this coming season, Terry.
Oh, I love Pickett.
You do.
Kenny Pickett is I tell you what, Rich, I know him well, and he's fiercely competitive. He's tough-minded kid. Things don't bother him. I really like him a lot. Look, I'm going to say this for the 10,000th time this year. Surround not only Kenny, but any of these young quarterbacks, the kid with the Bears, surround them with talent. Why is Purdy successful with the 49ers?
Right. So I might have played that 1.5 times, but the message is very clear. Terry Bradshaw is talking about Kenny Pickett being surrounded by talent, building up the O-line. And that's what the Steelers need to do. The Steelers, and I think we all know this, and a lot of fans out there want to go and grab Fields, Jimmy G. I heard Trey Lance the other day, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, all those blokes. You've got Kenny Pickett for a 5-year option for the 3rd year, 4th year. Give him one more chance with a new OC coming back from his injury, and you bring some guys in to compete for the starting job. You go 1A, 1B. You let him fight it out. If it's Rudolph or someone similar, you do that. You try that. Terry Bradshaw is saying you need to give these guys protection up front. You need to give them the weapons. GP is a weapon. We don't know what's going to happen with DJ. Will DJ stay? Will they trade him? What's going to happen with Calvin Austin? Will he turn into a threat? We don't know this yet, right? And there's a lot of question marks around him. I talked about the tight ends in my previous episode today. Get the ball to Darnell. Get the ball to Freiermuth, right, in the passing game. It is turning into a passing league, but I still like how the Steelers run the ball with Najee and Warren. And I called it last year. I said last year they would get 1,000 yards each. Now with a new OC in Smith, who has been quite successful running the ball with Derrick Henry with Tennessee. He wasn't as successful as a head coach with the Falcons, but he still was a head coach. He still had a chance. Everyone on this side of the fence who's saying, give Kenny a chance, we label this stuff this way. It's only been 2 seasons. On the other side, you see that, well, Kenny Pickett hasn't scored the TDs. Kenny has won games. He's won games, been 14-10. Did we just forget about the 4th quarter clutch? Did we forget about the Steelers versus Raiders near Christmas Eve in Pittsburgh for Franco, that he found GP right near the end? Did we forget about KP winning in Baltimore for the first time? Like, some of these things, I think Steel fans give up way too easy. Way too easy. So for me, I've been saying it a million times. I got Kenny in the house. He's QB1 at the moment. You bring in a QB2. You fight for competition. You then go and draft a guy in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. You make him quarterback number 3. And those are your 3 guys. Trubisky's done. Matt Canada's out. It's right now for Kenny to have his second chance. Or, he had a really a soft year, not the best year in year 2, but give him a chance into year 3, because I feel like fan bases give up way too easy. A lot of fans gave up on Rudolph, said he was awful. Now, the same fans are cheering him on to win the quarterback number 1 job. How does that make sense? So from my fandom here, and what I see the Steelers doing, not just my fandom, what I see them doing is the Steelers will give Kenny a chance. Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, they all talked about it. Art Rooney talked about that QB1 is in the building. We just got to get that fire lit up and start to see him progress as a quarterback number 1. And year 3 is the biggest year to do it, because if he doesn't do it this year and they've got to fall back onto QB2, then the next moment, maybe in the 4th year, you don't play him, you cut him, you move on from Kenny Pickett, or you make him quarterback number 2 or 3. Because this year for Kenny Pickett is huge, but it's no time to give up on KP8. I want to see him in training camp. I want to see him in preseason. I want to see him bounce back from year 1 and 2 and just get better as a quarterback. Can't we give the bloke a chance? That's all I'm saying. I'll see you guys later.